Okay, hi guys. This is something I practice with my classes once for 5 minutes every couple of weeks, and I find that it's really, really useful for teaching negative numbers. It is also very useful actually for reminding them of times tables as well. Never assume that they know their times tables. Even the very brightest students, they need to practice it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Now, it's a simple activity, and I like it for a lot of reasons, which I'll go into at the very, very end. But let me just show you what the activity is first. Okay, you need a stopwatch, preferably displayed on a whiteboard so they can see the time going as well. And you just need a ball pen, that's it. And all you get them to do, you do this at the same time as them. You just say, I want you to write 4 lines down. Oh, my hands are a bit shaky. Like this, and that. And then 4 lines across, but making sure it goes over the edge like that. And there we go. Doesn't have to be perfect, that will do, it really will. Now then, as a teacher, I am going to add the digits 1 to 9 in the 9 boxes in the middle, yeah? But I'm going to put them in randomly, and that's why each one of these you do every 2 weeks is different, because you just replace the digits in a different order. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Doesn't have to be very neat or anything like that. As you can see, I'm not a particularly neat person. Now, just to make things interesting, put 2 or 3 negatives in. I'm going to put a negative in here. I'm going to put a negative in there. And I'm going to put a negative in on the 7 here. And the rules for this are quite simple. It's timed. As soon as you've written that down, they will want to start, and you need to start the stopwatch. But you'll need to explain it in the first couple of lessons that you first do it. It's something I would advise doing throughout the year, once every 2 weeks. It just takes 5 minutes, and it just reminds them of times tables and negative numbers and how they work. And it reminds them how to times them and to add them, because here are the rules. You simply do that times that plus that. And as we all know, 9 times minus 1 is minus 9, plus 4 is minus 5. Then just stick the answer down in here around the edge. Right, once again, that times that plus that. Well, that's going to be minus 12 plus 5, which is minus 7. And so on, around the board. So minus 21 plus 8, which is going to be minus 13. 9 sixes are 54, plus 8 is going to be 62. And then we've got 28, we've got minus 6 plus 3 minus 3, we've got minus 18 minus 7. Now they'll find that one quite difficult, but we all know it's minus 25. And then we've got 6 fours, 24 minus 7, which is 17. 24 minus 7, which is 17. Ooh, a little twist of fate there. 30 minus 2, which is 28. Notice this way we're doing that times that plus that. So we're doing minus 4 plus 9, which is of course 5. And 6 eighths are 48 plus 9 is going to be 57. And 14 plus 9 is 23. That's an interesting one. They might get that wrong. 2 negatives there. Oops, sorry, I've made the 2 look like a 4 there. Sorry about that. That's a little mistake. Okay, 18 minus 1 is 17. Finally, 44, and the last one is going to be minus 42 plus 4, which they will find difficult because it's minus 38. And we're done. Now, what is it I like so much about this little activity? Well, it's very, very easy to do. It requires 0 planning, really. You just need an online stopwatch, so Google can sort that out for you. If you've got an interactive whiteboard or a projector, which most classrooms have, it's easy to set that up. All they need is a whiteboard and pen, or if you prefer, the back of their books or something like that. And you set them to do that, all 16 of those answers. As you can see, there's 16 answers. You set them to do it against the clock. Give them, say, up to 4 minutes. Yeah, and that should be long enough for them to finish all 16 answers. Now, at first, you might not want to put in 3 negatives like I did. You might want to just put in 1. in which case they'll be quicker at it. But then add another one and do 2 maybe a few weeks later, and then add a third one, doing 3 negatives a few weeks later. As you can see, it's not an easy activity, particularly if you're doing it against the clock. Now, I do it with my classes normally in year 8 or year 9. I work at a grammar school, so you get some, there's no doubt about it, you get some bright kids there. But of course, you get some very bright kids at comprehensives as well. The top sets always have some very bright students from my experience. Now, they will really appreciate this. It might not work so well with lower sets, but you can just take all the negatives out and use it just as a times table activity to practice with your lower classes. You know, it differentiates itself, this activity. And what's more, the challenge for the students is they have to get all 16 correct. And then once they start getting all 16 correct, they have to get faster and faster and faster at it. Now, in my experience, students can get down to about a minute and a half. Certainly, I've had 1 or 2 students before get sub 1 minute. And so that's what I'd like to try. Well, one of the activities I'm going to set you this week is to try and complete that grid in under a minute comfortably with all 16 correct. Once you're in that position, you know you're very, very good with arithmetic and negative numbers, and I'm sure you already are, to be honest, but have it as a little challenge, just a little bit of fun. Have a go at that. Was there anything else I wanted to say? Yeah, just bear in mind that this is an activity where they need to be trained. You know, the first time you do this activity, it possibly might not work that well. The second time, it will be a little bit easier. By the third or fourth time, they get used to doing it. And what's more, I assure you, they will enjoy it. They will start to like doing this. And what's more, they do it in complete silence for 5 minutes at the start of a lesson, which is ideal if you really, you know, in the busy life of a teacher, you're a little bit flustered, you've just come in, you need to get them on the task and doing something quickly. Set them that. It gives you 5 minutes to do the register, think about exactly what you're getting done in that lesson, get out any resources you need for later on. It's a good little habit for them to get into, and I guarantee their negative number understanding will get better. Okay, I hope that's helped. There's one more slide I think to come in the slideshow after this. Yeah, I hope that's been useful. Bye bye.